Brendan, your initial reaction to going out to the Cup in the semi-final?
As you can imagine, we're obviously bitterly disappointed, but more with the performance. I felt that you can always lose a game, but you'd hope you can play well and give yourself an opportunity. And I thought we were second best today, to be honest. I thought they were better than us. We had some chances, but Aston Villa were better than us today.
In terms of the season then, out of the Cup, you still have Champions League to push for. Is it going to be a job for you to pick the players up that final push now?
No, there's an obligation here at the club to fight right to the very end. We've come close now in 2 competitions that failed to make the steps, and hopefully in the future we can learn from that. The remaining games we'll have to fight in every single game now, and of course there'll be disappointment in the next couple of days, but we now have to get ready for our next league game.
It's been all about progress in the time you've been here, but progress I guess can be measured in trophies. There's another season where you haven't won a trophy. Do you look on this season already as being a bit of disappointment?
There's been a mixture really. I think the start of the season was not so good. Various reasons behind that. Middle of the season we picked up and we're playing very, very well and winning games and great rhythm and flow to our game. And then this last little sort of block of games, more the performance level hasn't been what we would like. But we've reached 2 semi-finals. We need to, as I said, have the courage now and the bravery to play better in those games and the big games. Because as I said, we didn't play well enough today. Technically, we weren't quite on it. We looked as if maybe the occasion and the energy got to us a wee bit. But that's what can happen sometimes if you get young players.
Just a quick word on Steven Gerrard. It's a disappointing way for him to go out. I mean, the whole team will be disappointed, of course, but I guess everyone wanted to get him to that final as well. As a special feeling of sadness for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it was one he was doing everything he possibly could today to help the team, and I thought he was excellent today, Stephen. But no, collectively as I said, we didn't perform well enough to get a victory for him.
Why do you think you were second best on the very occasion? Should that be happening with this team, these players?
Well, it has a number of times, but it's just how sometimes you can want to win too much, and the focus comes away from what allows you to win. And I felt that a team that over the last couple of years has shown a great energy and a great commitment and attitude in the game. I thought our energy was low today. We had to shift it about. Aston Villa had a good start in the game, and I felt that we were too passive in the game. We had to change the system and got some joy. We started to control the game a wee bit, and then we get in front, but we didn't keep the lead long enough. Again, too passive on the side of the field, and Fabian Delph skips through it way too easy. So they get back into the game. Second half of the game, we hoped to play better, but we just didn't create enough today.
Recent weeks you've made changes in the game, sort of United game, Swansea game. Does it concern you that you haven't to do that more often than you'd like to? Sort of start a system that works, so you have to change it.
Yeah, I think we it's happened a number of times. Obviously, it was a trademark of the team. Certainly last year, the first 20 minutes of games, the intent and intensity of the game was very high. So, but obviously, of late that hasn't quite been the case. But listen, the players have given absolutely everything today. We just weren't nowhere near our level. And congratulations to Aston Villa, because I thought they played well and they're through to the final. So, as I said at the beginning, I thought the better team won.
There's a lack of that courage and bravery to play better today. That was a shock to you, or was that something you suspected might be a problem in the makeup?
No, I think the players have that. There's no, as I said, you just got to be consistent with it. You get that ability to build a game from behind and deal with the pressure is important. And because the minute we come away from that, that's not how we work. It's not our style. We can't be kicking it long up to Raheem Sterling, who's our central striker. So, but no, overall I thought that that part of the game was a way off.
For all that, if a better decision from the assistant right at the end, we could still be playing extra time.
Yeah, poor decision it was. We didn't create too many chances, but that was clear. He's made a bad decision there because he's looking right across the line. It's the opposite fullback, it's the right back that's keeping him at least within a yard onside. So we should see that. Obviously Mario's through in goal and you'd expect him to finish. Yeah, it was a bad decision that went against us.
Brendan, do you think the team's big game mentality is lacking?
Well, we've come up short in a few games. It's something that certainly would need to improve. But I think all these experiences for them will make them better. You know, we're a team that's grown and, as I said, changed quite a bit in the summer. But all these experiences will hopefully help in the future.
Final ones, guys.
Brendan, you probably changed the game tactically more today than you would have wanted with big game. What was it that made you feel that those kind of changes after 20 minutes then half time that was so necessary?
It was trying to spark some energy and some flow into a game. I thought that, as I said, with 3v1 at the back to build out. You know, we're maybe thinking that Agbon Lahore plays, but obviously he was out. So we should be able to then go and build a game and play. But we couldn't find the love of the ball to want the ball. And this is, you obviously give credit to Aston Villa, but for me, I'll always look at my own team, and I felt that movement and the sharpness of our game was missing. Needed to obviously change it after that first 20-25 minutes, and it brought us a little bit more control of the game then, and obviously we get in front, but we were too passive, I felt, throughout the game, both in the attacking sense and in our defensive side. And as I said, at half time, I felt we needed to change again to give us then more thrust and energy to go forward. But even then, I felt the numbers getting forward weren't as much as what we normally used to. So hence the reason why we didn't create so much.
Brendan, is it a case of when you have to make that change after 20 minutes, is that a case of you thinking, well, I've chosen the wrong system, or is it a case of I've chosen the right system but the players aren't operating it as they should be? No,
I think you pick the way of work, and I think we've shown in that system that players can play well in it. But in a one-off game, in a semi-final game, you don't have a second chance. And I know the players well enough to gauge whether we're getting the flow of our game, and I felt it wasn't, and it's something that I've done regularly within games. So no, I just felt that in order for us to get the domination of the ball and get better possession, that was the idea for the changes.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay.